Our last decision we're going to talk about is when we decide whether or not we want to eliminate a segment, and in this case, it's going to be a product. Okay, so now we have three products, A, B, and C. And product A right now is making us $28,000 a year, which is cool. Product B is making us $457,000 a year, which is awesome. Product C is actually losing money. It's losing $112,500 a year. So we're looking at it and we're like, maybe we should get rid of product C. It's costing us money, so why don't we dump it and just keep product A and product B. Okay, so we're going to go through and figure out if actually that's going to make financial sense. And you're thinking, how could it not? But I'm going to show you. But remember that in managerial accounting, we also have to look at some non-financial issues. So product C, even if it turns out it is costing us money in and of itself, it may be worth keeping if product C is bringing people in the door. I like to tell the story of I was in New Orleans a few years ago and pouring down rain one day, like the kind of rain you cannot even imagine. It was so insane. So anyway, we didn't want to just have to stay in the hotel all day. So we popped out and there was a Walgreens and I was like, let's go in and get an umbrella. So I went in, found an umbrella. And then I also bought a hat, and I think my husband got a hat, and I think we got some snacks and maybe a bottle of water. The reason we went in there was to buy an umbrella. If we had not needed an umbrella, we wouldn't have walked in there and bought all that other crap. So keep in mind that even if a product is losing money, if that product that's losing money is the reason that people are coming into your store and buying a bunch of other stuff that's actually making you money, then you just may want to think about, before you get rid of it, then what's going to get people to come in our store. Okay, that was a quick sidebar. Let's take a look. So the way we're going to look at this financially is we're going to say which of the costs related to product C are avoidable and which are unavoidable, meaning if I don't make product C, which of these costs go away? So let's start with direct materials. So if I don't make product C, do I need to buy direct materials for product C? No, I don't. That's our classic variable cost. So that is avoidable. All right, how about direct labor? Do I need to pay people to produce product C if I'm not making product C? No. Now, of course, if I have labor agreements in place and things like that, I may not be able to eliminate that cost right away. That would be something we can incorporate in. But we're assuming in our world, if we don't make product C, we're not paying for direct labor. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that or put it in avoidable. Variable overhead. So the variable overhead, that was things like, remember when I made my face mask, things like thread. If I'm not making face masks, I'm certainly not going to go by thread. That wouldn't make any sense. So that is avoidable. And our variable costs are basically always going to be avoidable. What about our overhead? Okay, so if our fixed overhead is things like, the overall rent on the facility or depreciation on shared resources or the plant manager's salary. I am making that. I am going to incur that whether or not I make product C, okay? It just means I'm going to allocate bigger chunks of it to products A and B, but it's all got to get absorbed. Now, if some of this fixed overhead is related only to product C, let's say it's a depreciation on a machine, and if we don't make product C, we can sell that machine, then that would be an avoidable cost. But usually our fixed overhead is going to be unavoidable because it's cost that's being shared across all three products, and the cost doesn't go away if I stop making just product C. It just means I have to allocate a bigger chunk to products A and B. So we're going to call our fixed overhead unavoidable. All right, going down, we have our variable selling. Well, if we're not making product C, we're not selling product C, and we're certainly not paying anyone commissions on product C. So that is avoidable. Our fixed selling expense. So let's assume this is the salary for our sales manager. Okay, and we have one sales manager who oversees sales reps for all three products. Again, we're not going to pay our sales manager less just because we got rid of product C. We're just going to take that person's salary and allocate it across just products A and B. So product A and B are going to each get a bigger chunk of that cost because we would have gotten rid of product C. So I'm going to call that unavoidable. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add up, I know it says net income here, but I'm just going to co-opt that line. And I'm going to add up all of my avoidable costs, and I'm going to add up all of my unavoidable costs. All right. So this pretty much tells me that if I stop making product C, I am going to avoid $425,000. But I am going to still have to shell out $187,500. And those unavoidable costs will just be allocated against product A and B. All right. So now to make my decision, I look at the sales on product C. How much am I bringing in related to product C? And I'm bringing in $500,000. Then I subtract my avoidable costs. So I'm going to put my avoidable costs, which were $425,000. And my sales minus my avoidable costs is $75,000. So if I keep product C, then my sales minus my avoidable cost gives me $75,000 to apply towards those unavoidable costs of $187,500. If I don't make this product, then the whole $187,500 gets allocated to product A and B, meaning that my overall income would go down by the $75,000 that is currently available to offset some of that overhead. So if my sales minus my avoidable cost is greater than zero, we may want to think about keeping the product, because even though the product itself isn't making money, it is absorbing some of our fixed overhead or our unavoidable costs. And if we didn't make this product, then our net income would actually go down by $75,000 because these unavoidable costs would not go away. They would just get allocated to products A and B. Okay, so that is it for this unit, and I will see you next time.